It's a real pleasure and very exciting to be back here at the 21 after almost 18 years, and we hope to be able to carry on the tradition started by my father. I may not be as capable to be as rude as him to the customers, but I'll do my best.
Try.
Michael, what do you remember about 21 as a child?
Just remember growing up very wholesome European Hungarian food, loving the schnitzels, living on matzo ball soup. The staff were full of character. I think they've maintained that, although the staff have all changed. We now have very well liked and seasoned staff currently working. Yeah.
Now, 21 in the old days was all about a certain guy called Yancey, who happened to be your grandfather. What are your fondest memories of him?
Watching him work the tables, seeing how he'd move around the restaurant, and he was a classic schmoozer. Really, how do I put it? He was the one character that could always get away with insulting people and doing it in his own little way that didn't actually insult them at the same time.
So do you ever perceive that it's very important for the front man in the restaurant to have this kind of personality?
Not exactly the same kind of personality. It's definitely important to have a personality. I think that's advantageous. I think Dad and I might have little bits and pieces of that, obviously, of the same bloodline. I think that it's important for the person in front of house, the manager of any operation like this, of this nature, to be able to have some sort of relationship with the guests, visit the establishment, and to keep people coming back, basically.
Well, the 21 was always a destination. So people coming from interstate, Melbourne people coming through Sydney in the summer holidays, 21 was a place that they headed for. Do you see that coming back in?
We'd like to see that, yeah. That's the idea. We want to create a name we want to create a brand, basically, an awareness of what 21 has to offer. We feel that might have wavered over the last 19 years, since it was sold after my grandfather's death. Ideally, that is our intention.
George, people coming into the 21, can they expect to see much of what the 21 represented in years gone by?
Absolutely. The food is almost the same as it was. The schnitzels, the matzo ball soup, the spinach, the cucumber salad, they're all still made the same way, and we've got customers coming in, they can already taste the food before they even sit down, and they know what they're going to order because that's what they always have and that's what they like.
Well, I know for a fact that the veal knuckle and the duck told me, they phoned me and said that they were worried about being made redundant. Is this going to happen?
No, never. No way, no way. We intend to maybe introduce a few additional lighter foods for the people who are more conscious about what they eat.
Slightly more modern palate, perhaps.
But apart from that, all the traditional dishes and maybe even a few additional traditional dishes like the wooden plate or gypsy plate as it was called in some places, we intend to bring back in the not too distant future. A lot of families love that. And we both intend to have a very strong presence here. The customers like the fact that we are here and they like to talk to us. And
what was the hiatus? How many years since the Schiffers have been running at 21?
19?
No, my father opened this in 1958. And he did that since till his passing in 91.
Did he come from Budapest in 56?
Yeah, we arrived here in May 57. He opened this in September 58 after experiencing a cafe in North Sydney called Quitner's, which catered to the similar sort of customer. And actually the reason he did it, one of it was that he felt couldn't understand how in Hungary in the middle of winter in the snow they're sitting outside drinking coffee, and in Australia there was no outside cafes or anything like it. And I believe he was one of the first one, if not the first one, to have an outside cafe in Australia. It just didn't exist.
Well, I think he started some kind of a trend, didn't he?
Definitely. It's really caught on, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, in Double Bay, nothing existed at the time when he started the cafe here. It was initially a cafe. There was the Savoy Hotel that just started, and everything else was residential. And Double Bay basically grew around the restaurant as he expanded over time. He started with one shop in the front initially. He took a second shop as things progressed and as things were doing well. Ended up taking 3 shops here, which is the restaurant as it exists today. Putting tables outside where we have the arcade. The structure still remains the same as what it did 40, 50 years ago when he sort of finalised the whole structure of the restaurant, but it's been here for 52 years, and certain parts of the restaurant, the character, the consistency and the quality of the food has remained the same. I think that's crucial going forward.
And also, we could almost claim indirectly responsibility for the Cosmo building, because it was one of the regular clients here, Sir Paul Strasser, together with John Shirodi, whose company Parks built it, and they became aware of the site and the potential here from being clients in here.
Well, this is JY. We've been talking this morning with George and Michael Schiffer, a family name that was part of the establishment of Double Bay itself, and back in the Bay and back in business, and we wish you good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.